Have you ever wondered what a full day in the life of a student at Harvard actually looks like? Not the version you imagine, not the perfect schedule you see online, but a real day, from the moment they wake up to how they study, rest, struggle, and reset. Most people think successful students have superhuman discipline. They wake up early, study for hours, never procrastinate, and somehow stay focused all day. But that's not the truth. The reality is, most students, even at Harvard, start their day with good intentions and still end it feeling behind. They promise themselves they'll fix their routine tomorrow, they plan everything perfectly in their head, but when the day actually begins, the routine falls apart. And here's the part no one talks about. It's not because students at Harvard are lazy. It's not because they lack motivation. It's because most of them are following routines that were never designed for real student life. In this video, we're going to break that illusion. I'll walk you through what a real, effective daily routine for Harvard students looks like, what works, what doesn't, and why so many students are doing it wrong without realizing it. By the end, you won't just see a routine, you'll understand how small daily habits quietly decide whether a student stays focused or stays stuck. Why routine is even important. Before we talk about wake-up times, study blocks, or productivity tips, there's one question we need to answer first. Why does a routine even matter? Because without structure, even the most motivated student struggles. Students don't fail because they're not smart enough. They fail because every day feels unorganized and overwhelming. Some students push themselves too hard. They study for long hours, skip breaks, ignore their body, and slowly burn out. Others wait for motivation to show up. They study when they feel like it, fall behind, and then feel guilty for not doing enough. A good routine protects you from both extremes. It removes the constant decision-making from your day. You don't waste mental energy asking, when should I study? What should I do now? Am I doing enough? Your routine answers those questions for you. And that's important because your brain has limited energy. The more decisions you make, the faster that energy disappears. A routine isn't about controlling every minute of your life. It's about creating a simple structure that supports you, even on low motivation days. This is why discipline beats motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel focused. Some days you don't. But when your routine is designed well, it carries you forward anyway. Think of your routine as an operating system. When it works, everything runs smoother. You feel calmer, you feel more focused, you feel less stressed even when the workload is heavy. When it doesn't, every day feels chaotic, and no amount of motivation can fix that. So before we build the perfect daily routine for Harvard students, remember this. You're not trying to become more disciplined. You're trying to design a day that works with your brain, your energy, and your real life. Morning routine. Wake up, movement, breakfast, study. A Harvard student's day is decided much earlier than most people think. Not in the afternoon, not at night. It's decided in the morning. And here's the first mistake many students make. They believe a good morning routine means waking up extremely early, 5 a.m., sometimes even earlier. They set alarms they don't wake up to. Or they hit snooze again and again, waking up already stressed and behind. But waking up early doesn't make you productive. Waking up consistently does. A strong morning routine starts with a realistic wake-up time, one you can maintain even on difficult days. Now comes the biggest mistake of all. The first thing many students do after waking up is check their phone. Messages, notifications, social media. That instantly fills your brain with noise before it's even awake. Instead, start your morning quietly. Get out of bed, stretch your body lightly, drink some water, open a window and let natural light reach your eyes. This signals your brain that the day has begun, naturally, not forcefully. Next comes movement. You don't need a workout, you don't need the gym, just a few minutes of light movement, stretching, walking, simple body movement. Think of it as turning the system on before opening any apps. When your body wakes up, your brain connects better. Then comes breakfast. Your brain uses a lot of energy when you study. Skipping breakfast doesn't build discipline, it drains focus. A simple, light meal is enough. Nothing complicated, just fuel. And once your body is ready, it's time for the most important part of the morning, studying. The morning is when your brain is sharpest, your attention is stronger, your memory works better. This is when you should work on your hardest subject, the one you usually avoid. One focused hour in the morning can save you hours of frustration later. But focus means one thing only, one task, no multitasking, no phone nearby. Study deeply, then take a real break. When Harvard students use their mornings this way, studying stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling manageable. Afternoon routine. Classes, lunch, midday study. For many Harvard students, the afternoon is where things start to fall apart. Energy drops, focus fades, and studying suddenly feels much harder than it did in the morning. This isn't laziness, it's biology. Your brain naturally slows down after several hours of learning. That's why the way you handle classes in the afternoon matters. During classes, avoid being a passive listener. Don't just sit there and copy everything word for word. Instead, take notes in your own words. Ask questions when something isn't clear. Engage with the material. Right after class, take 2 or 3 minutes to summarize what you learned, out loud or on paper. This small habit turns one class into 2 learning sessions without extra effort. Now let's talk about lunch. This is another common mistake. Many students eat heavy, oily meals and then wonder why they feel sleepy. Heavy food sends your body into digestion mode, not focus mode. A better approach is eating light and balanced, enough to fuel you, not enough to slow you down. After lunch, your brain needs a short reset. Scrolling on your phone doesn't count as rest, it adds more stimulation. A short walk, fresh air, or even a brief rest works far better. Now comes midday study. This is not the time for heavy theory or deep concentration. Your brain doesn't have the same energy it had in the morning. Instead, use this time for practice-based work. Exercises, revision, past papers, writing summaries. This way, you work with your energy, not against it. When Harvard students respect their afternoon limits, they stay productive without burning out. Evening routine. Exercise, creativity, study. By the time evening arrives, most Harvard students feel drained. Their body feels heavy, their mind feels tired, and motivation is at its lowest point. This is exactly why the evening routine matters. The biggest mistake students make in the evening is doing nothing to reset. They sit, they scroll, they stay mentally overloaded. Instead, the evening should begin with movement. Not intense workouts, not pressure, just movement. A walk outside, a sport you enjoy, light exercise. Movement reduces stress, clears mental fog, and improves sleep later at night. Once your body relaxes, your mind follows. After movement, it's time for creativity. This part is often ignored, but it's crucial. Studying all day without creative time leads to burnout. Creativity resets your brain. Writing, music, drawing, cooking, any activity that feels enjoyable and personal. This is what keeps studying from feeling like punishment. Then comes evening study. This is not the time for new, difficult material. Your brain doesn't have the energy for that. Instead, use this time for light review. Go over notes from earlier, organize tasks, prepare for tomorrow. When done right, evening study creates a sense of completion. You feel accomplished instead of guilty, and that calm feeling makes everything easier later. Night routine. Plan, digital sunset, sleep. How a Harvard student ends the day quietly determines how the next day will begin. The night routine isn't about productivity, it's about preparation and recovery. Before going to bed, take a few minutes to plan tomorrow. Write down a small list of clear tasks, not vague goals, but specific actions. This simple habit does something powerful. Your brain hates unfinished business. That's why it keeps racing when you lie down at night. When you write things down, your brain relaxes. It knows there's a plan. Next comes the hardest habit for most students, the digital sunset. Phones, laptops, and screens emit light that keeps your brain alert. Scrolling before bed tricks your mind into thinking it's still daytime. That's why many students stay awake far longer than they should, even when they feel exhausted. Instead, create a short screen-free window before sleep. Read something light. Listen to calming music. Journal. Even a short digital break improves sleep quality. And finally, sleep. Sleep is not wasted time. It's part of studying. This is when your brain stores what you learned during the day. Cutting sleep short throws that effort away. A consistent sleep schedule matters more than studying late. When Harvard students protect their sleep, their focus, memory, and energy improve naturally. The mindset behind routines. A routine only works if your mindset is right. This is where many Harvard students get stuck. They compare their routine to others. They see students online studying for endless hours. They feel behind before the day even starts. But here's the truth. Most of what you see online isn't real life. And even if it is, it's not your life. Routines are not about copying what works for someone else. They're about building something you can repeat. Consistency beats intensity. Every time. Studying 4 focused hours every day beats studying 12 hours once a week and burning out. Another mistake students make is expecting perfection. They miss one day. They feel guilty. They quit entirely. That's not failure. That's being human. A routine is not a contract. It's a support system. Missing a day doesn't matter. Refusing to restart does. The goal of a routine isn't control, it's identity. Every small habit you repeat is a vote for the person you're becoming. A student who shows up. A student who stays consistent. A student who respects their energy. When Harvard students understand this, their routine stops feeling heavy and starts feeling empowering. The perfect daily routine isn't about control, it's about support. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what actually works. Small habits, repeated every day, quietly shape your focus, your confidence, and your results. Not extreme schedules, not endless motivation. You don't need to fix everything at once. Pick one part of your routine, just one. Start there. When your routine works with your life instead of against it, your days feel calmer, your focus improves, and studying stops feeling like a constant struggle. So ask yourself this. If your routine stayed exactly the same for the next month, would your days get better or more exhausting? If the answer is no, today is a good day to change one small thing. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. And if this video helped you, leave a comment and share which habit you're going to start with. Not for motivation, but for accountability. Your future self is already watching.